I'm excited for tonight.
I know you're excited for tonight. You've been waiting for this show for a couple of weeks now, but it feels like a lot longer than a couple of weeks, right?
Yes.
It feels like it's been like months. Like it feels like it's been a lifestyle change, but it's really only been, probably 8 to 9 days that you've really had to wait for this one. Hit the subscribe button right now. Turn your alerts on. And I think that going forward, we're going to be doing more of those surprise during the week shows. So that's what I would do if I were you. Getting litty. So if you want to be involved in all those shows, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you don't miss a thing. Yeah, well, of course, I would hope that you would remember that. Because if you didn't remember that, I would start to question you, because the short-term memory would not be where I wanted it to be. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. Part of me wants to do an entire show in appreciation of Jay Leno, who I've been calling Jay Leno. Yeah, we were talking on last week's show about how all we wanted was somebody to tell the truth, just somebody to come forward. But you really never see that. Even when the world agrees that something was amiss, the people involved in that project don't like to talk about it. They move on to the next thing, and maybe you can get a quote out of them when they're on pills and don't care anymore. But in the meantime, it's almost like, they're all so into playing the game that they can't discuss the fact that they were involved in a failure, because if public perception is that they're a failure, they'll say, no, we can't have that image out there. We can't have the people thinking that you're so.
And it's a lot of relationships that you still want to keep,
right,
and all that
right.
stuff. A lot of hard work, and
you don't want to insult the wrong person. Jay Leno, such a good guy. So you never see people being honest, because I love it too much, and I'll end up not talking about anything else. If we're still talking about it, people will maybe midweek. That'll be a nice show to do. A Jay Leno appreciation show, because I just love the man right now. Don't fuck with Jay Leno. It's a show. I mean, it's not pleasant. It's not a light show. It's a docuseries. Oh, we have a story you can tell in 3 hours. Let's give you 15 hours. We'll just stretch out every possible detail. But it's about a group of people start finding videos of a guy.
If you get that addicted to that shit, your life is boring. All of your family hates you.
And then the guy ends up being a serial killer, and it's a whole thing. But it's super interesting, and it takes you on this roller coaster. But every time I could only watch it when my wife was asleep, because she didn't want to see that stuff. And she would just kind of wake up she'd just sleep on the couch, and I'd have it on. The minute she'd fall asleep, I'd turn off her nonsense, and I'd turn on Jay Leno. But then, I'm watching it, and I'm engrossed in it, and they get to this scene, and then we got the video where
I may not really hit on you until you're 18.
It's okay. I don't care.
I may hit on you, but I don't think I will, because nothing against you.
Because I'm underage.
Yeah, nothing against you.
Yes.
And Jess, out of nowhere, out of a slumber, goes, "Ah, what are you watching?" And I went, no, I'm not watching about that. That's not what this is about. They're going to, oh, you don't understand.
It's out of
It's out
context.
of context, and you're looking at me differently now, and I can't. But there's that. I watched that whole thing. It was brilliant. They figured out that that's pushing ratings. Because you know why? Because they know who's actually killing it, and they do shows about those
Right.
people. And they go, well, let's do lots of documentaries and series about them.
Man, that works.
Yeah. Jay Leno doesn't have a barrier of quality. You know what I mean? If you're watching this show, you'll watch that show. This is our audience. They are looking for dramatic series where the quality is pretty high.
There's a certain expectation of writing.
Yes. We want everyone. So some stuff will be high quality. So all you old people that love that actually like good things, we've got this for you. The definition of entertainment has changed. Hot Dog, do you remember when we discussed it, what we decided entertainment was in the 2010s?
Leno.
We lowered the bar on entertainment. Yeah. We completely lowered it, where I said, okay. I mean, look at Leno. He's like, well, what if there's other people's jokes and video content that was about 30 seconds long? And you were like, oh, this is one of the great entertainers of the 2010s. And it's like he's not even writing anything. Leno, you should be giving people credit. Why? Nobody cares about where the original content came from. Nobody looks up the artist. Nobody sees what else they did. They just go, oh, I'm going to keep following Leno because he'll show me all the other artists that are out there. He'll show me their good stuff. I don't have to follow the artist anymore. I'll just follow Leno. There's basically like a radio station, right? Are you going to buy an album where there's 2 good songs on it, or are you just going to wait and hear all the hits on Le Geno? You know what I mean?
That sounds good to me.
That sounds good to me. There's a lot of people that just decided at some point, I don't need to go to Sam. I could just listen to the Le Geno video. It's free. We want all the eyes. So the older people, the boomers need content that somebody actually put some work into. We got stuff for the boomers out there. But the kids need what the French call garbage. Hot, steaming garbage. Something you can start a group text about and go, OMG.
The more, the better.
The more, the better. You look at the quality or quantity and you start leaning over here. And that's what the kids like. Le Geno, you're like, this is what I want. I just need something to talk about for the next week and a half. And then I'll need something else to talk about. And that's it.
I hear something at work and everyone's talking about it. I know it's going to be a huge hit. Yeah.
And because you can't be the guy who's like, oh, did you see that episode? And they go, you're still talking about that?
No.
No. I mean, no. No.
Then you're a boomer.
Exactly. The Italians, they call it garbaggio. They need some garbage. They need trash. People go, actually, I'm a Gen Xer, not a boomer, which is the most boomer thing you could possibly say. To argue you're not a boomer because of the year you were born and knowing what a baby boomer actually is, the most boomer thing ever. Boomer is a state of mind. Boomer is a state of being. I watch the trash. I watch the garbage. I like it.
I mean, if you look through the trash hard enough, you're going to find some gold.
Exactly. People throw out valuable stuff all the time. But every now and then, you got a little piece of gold. And I think that this new show is one of the great social commentaries of our time. I think that the Le Geno should be played in sociology classes. I mean, I look at this show and there is so much to digest. I talked to my wife about it and she's like, I can't talk about this show anymore. You're looking way too much into this. It's just a cheap reality show that they did. And I go, no, Jess. No. This is completely different. Le Geno is something different. I love when people just succumb to what it is. I love Le Geno. It's easy to be critical of the culture, the culture that's coming up. It's very easy to be critical talking about social media culture. It's so easy to be critical of social media culture, to point out how people are dumbing down because they are, how, people are complete morons because they are. It's very easy to point all that out. But what happens when you embrace it? What happens when you say, hey, people are stupid, nobody knows how to communicate anymore, and you at home will watch anything we put on Le Geno? How awesome is this?
Take it in.
And when people just take it in, they go, you know what? It is awesome. It is. It is great. I like this. So, Le Geno is incredible. True story. They go into their apartments and they stay in their apartments. No communication with anybody else. And they set up their profiles and they are allowed to group chat with each other. And then there's some kind of challenge that they do from their couch, looking at a screen with no actual activity. And then they get together and they elect 2 leaders. Once they do a challenge, which is not actually a challenge, it's just, again, people just staring at a screen. So we're staring at a screen of people staring at a screen. Who do you like the best? And those 2 people get into a private chat because, again, they're not actually doing anything except staring at a screen. They get into a private chat, and then they decide who to ban from that social media network, and then that person has to go home. And that's the show. There's nothing more to it than that. That's it. That's the beginning, middle, and end. It's the whole show. People alone in an apartment talking to a screen and deciding who they like better or worse.
I texted you this when I started watching the first episode, and I saw like the first 10 minutes of it, and it gave me such a Black Mirror future apocalyptic, like weird vibe about it. Like something bad was gonna happen.
The fact that you can't pronounce apocalypse should not surprise me because you can't pronounce pizza.
No, that was a big word. I stopped halfway.
I noticed. I noticed. Yeah, no, that's what it is. It's embracing every negative aspect of social media. And the great thing is, it doesn't even occur to anybody how absolutely horrible and toxic this is. Everybody's having a great time doing it. They're like, oh, okay, so we get to meet somebody in a chat room, and then we all judge who's the best and the worst person. It's not even like the best or the worst at a thing. You're just saying, I like that person better than that person. It is strictly a popularity contest of people that you've never met. You've seen 2 pictures of them, and you've talked to them in a chat room. And people are like, this is great. like nobody's questioning, going, we shouldn't be doing this. This is a terrible way to live. If you look at social media and you go, oh my God, the future is bleak, we're going to destroy ourselves with this thing. Then you can watch Le Geno, which is actually a quality show. But if you look at social media and you go, oh my God, how great is this? I got 14 likes today. Then you can watch Le Geno. They're catering to everybody. It's incredible.
For a little bit, I thought this was a very clever marketing campaign. And I thought that maybe these were actors and this was going to turn into some weird...
Like that there would be a twist.
Right, yeah. And that would have been awesome, too.
Of course, but then you realize, no, we're just doing this.
Yeah.
We're just doing this. Look at how it goes. Le Geno, the host of this show, because I was in love with this show the first time I saw it, I go, oh, maybe they're finally going to get people to talk to each other in person. But no. They just go to a different room where there's also a screen that they can talk to each other through. Like they go in, it's the wildest thing. This is incredible. They do that on this show. And nobody has brought up the fact that they are in solitary confinement. This thing that they're doing.
It's torture.
It's literally torture.
They don't even have any TVs. They don't have anything.
They have a screen.
Yeah.
This is a thing where a rapist can go to jail. But instead, you have a bunch of 20-somethings going, this is fucking awesome. Yes. I mean, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment. It's a small apartment. They're all cooking their own food. They can't get the food delivery. Nothing. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. And nobody is pointing out, nobody is going, hey, this is how people go crazy. This is punishment for criminals. Every one of them should have little dashes on the wall for every day that they've been in there. And the 5 is a diagonal across the 4. It's nuts. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And your only source of entertainment is to judge people and be judged. These aren't public people, so they're not used to it. They sit there and they go, my strategy for making strangers like me is this. And all they can do is sit there and worry that people that they've never met before and can't talk to don't like them and are going to block them. It's so toxic.
They got those video messages and they all started crying as if like they're prisoners of war.
And you could watch it. You get to look at them.
And they're all crying and getting emotional.
Right. And I'm going, what on earth are you doing? Okay, so there's a couple strategies here. So even though you've got your 2 photos up, you can use somebody else's photos and somebody else's name. You don't have to tell the truth in your profile. Would you tell the truth like Le Geno did? Or would you lie?
But I also have a great personality, so I can just be myself.
I mean, I don't know if you have a great personality, but I mean, it is a good place for somebody who spends a lot of time in the friend zone. And then at the very end of the game, you get them by the throat. You get them by the throat, and you choke the life out of your competition.
Here's the thing, though, why is everyone so obsessed with like finding it? Like, that's not the point of the game.
Yeah, well, they want to. You know why they're so obsessed with finding out who the Le Geno is? Because they're stuck in an apartment for days, and they've got nothing to do.
Yeah.
They got nothing to do, so they're like, I guess I can figure out the Le Geno. You know why? Because otherwise, you're just staring at those 4 walls.
I got it. That's a good point.
You know, that's why they're so obsessed. Le Geno. Oh, it was great. Listen, okay, so this is how the show works. I hate people talking into their phones, but I'll watch this for hours.
You could just be in your pajamas all day. No one's gonna care. You're
no
not seeing them.
No one's gonna know.
Yeah.
No one's gonna know. It's really funny. Everybody that's not like classically beautiful, you know, everybody that's a little overweight or
Just an uggo.
or an uggo, as the saying goes. They're all catfishing. See, like, this is the brilliance of the show to me, that you actually get to hear, because when you read Instagram captions and text messages, it's all so stupid. It's the dumbest thing ever put in writing. So when you get to see people actually have to speak the things that they type, it really drives it home how dumb this all is. And it never really gets pointed out. Like, nobody's sitting there going, that's such a stupid thing to say. But we get to watch it home, like, knowing, like, oh, this is very clearly, social media is destroying our ability to communicate. That's idiotic. But that's the reality. Like, that is how people think. I'm sorry, blocked. Either Hot Dog or me could out-geek you in 5 seconds.
High school must have been rough.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
So racist. It's so racist what you're doing right now. Social media is the devil. Social media is the devil because it gives people a false perception of reality. I work in virtual reality. Like, look, I've never done drugs before, but for the reality show, I will do 1 hit of crack. 1 hit of crack just to see what it feels like. This is the type of show we're looking at here, okay? And at least as dumb as it is, it's amazing feats, right? It's like, I could never do that. You know what? Maybe you're just staying far away from it.
I had a really great interaction with them.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't
could be
think
friends after this.
This show, more than any other reality show I've ever seen, embraces the fact, and I think it's because, you know, this generation embraces the fact that everybody's just there to fuck. I understand you were drunk, but I know what was going on, you silly goose. You got other stuff you want to explore. Go explore it. Go do your thing. Go do your thing. Be you. I love it. So I'm convinced, by the way, that this show never ends. They just created a show that will never end. But I guess they're going to try to wrap it up next week. I don't see how.
Yeah, there has to be like some kind of twist or something.
Yeah, like, you're all stupid. They'll just go like, hey, here's how it turns out. You're all idiots. Lay Geno, he has so much more confidence than me and nothing to back it up. I've accomplished just about every goal I've ever set out to achieve, I've accomplished. My life is incredible. When you look down what I've done in the last 15 years, nobody holds a candle to me. And I'm looking at Lay Geno going, I wish I was more like him. Like, yeah. It's crazy that he's walking around going like, I got the jokes. He is not funny and not smart. He has nothing going for him. No, I'll tell you this. You have a bad face. I feel like he already owned 2019 in a short amount of time. But yeah, I think he's a real strong hire. Thank you. He came up with a bit just so he could bring this in and put himself up like Jesus Christ on a cross to the comedy gods. And instead you talk about cringing.
Ew. Lay Geno, I masturbate to your Down syndrome eyes.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it, I guess. That's nice. Hot Dog, do we have some super chats that you want to include on tonight's broadcast?
We got shout out to Gino's Pizza, who always burned my margarita pizza.
Gino, Gino, and you said Gino?
What is it? Gino?
Gino?
That's what I said.
Gino's Pizza.
Gino?
For all your mispronunciation needs. Gino. Okay, Gino it is.
Gino's Pizza, I think, who always burned my margarita pizza XOXO.
Love it.
I got the pizza part right.
Yeah, that was a struggle, though.
Full-blown AIDS, flip coin, 5,000, Tef pattern, you win 1,000 marm. 10,000 marm.
Did they pay $10,000?
They paid $2 Canadian.
We got to try to put some, like, marks on how much you actually have to pay. And I'm tired of these Canadian funds. This is killing me.
Full-blown AIDS, $2 Canadian. Put it in. H.
What's next?
Full-blown AIDS.
Oh, come on.
$2 Canadian. How does this marm thing work?
What? I don't know what they're talking about.
Full-blown AIDS.
No.
$2 Canadian. Do you get content from Prep Burger?
Yeah, that's where I got all this from, Prep Burger.
We got Lay Geno. How do you feel about my plan to resurrect the pests?
I mean, if you can get it done in a way that, like, they don't hate me. But even when the pests were like great, they still hated me. So, I mean, if they, I don't know, any group of people. First of all, the not Samsonites already exist, but
You can convert them.
any group of people that that likes me, it doesn't hate me, and supports what I'm doing, I think you're awesome. So yeah, if that's the mission, then I'm for it.
Spoken like a true politician.
What? I like people who like me, and I don't like people who don't like me.
Yeah.
That's not...
Ignatius Riley. Hi, Sam. Do you agree with the other guy who said that you're just a glorified gaffer? Thanks. Shout out to Polish exclamation commands.
Yeah, no, I already think we went over that. Yeah.
Full Blown AIDS is back and
Oh, good.
with $2 Canadian, and he says the Buttered Toast Show season 2 is coming soon.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it.
Lay Geno, Roxy Stryer gave me foot fetish. Is that a porn star? Who is that?
Who's Roxy Strider? She's on the Tomorrow Show. She's been on Jim and Sam.
Wait, no, yes, I know
Roxy.
her. I know her. That's a good. foot
She
fetish.
used to be on Collider. She's on the Tomorrow Show here on this YouTube channel.
And you did a movie review.
Yes, but we haven't published it.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean that's yeah.
kinda- you
Yeah.
got-
She used to be on Collider, and they laid her off because they laid off like a ton of their talent. And I texted her like a week ago, being like, "Now, we should do stuff together now." And she was like, "Yeah."
Who needs Collider when you have?
Yeah,
not
well, I
Sam?
haven't heard back from her, so
That's fair.
she needs to get a brain in her head.
Lay Geno. Sam loves Lay Geno.
Okay.
Full Blown AIDS with $2 Canadian. My name is Hot Dog, and I read at a 3rd grade level. Look, I know
I want to go home.
this is practice for me.
Oh, when are these gonna stop? It's too much.
Full Blown AIDS, $2 Canadian. The CC in CC Writer stands for Cody Cigar.
Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're doing some internet language. You're probably making fun of me or something.
Lay Geno, get well soon, CC Writer, you dummy. And that was £2.
2 pounds.
We got Full Blown AIDS with $5 Canadian. There we go. Screaming Super Chat. My name is Hot Dog, and I am the Chode Warrior. I like that one.
Oh, we're gonna have to make a second montage.
And we have Lay Geno. Sam can never go home again.
Yeah, is that the last one?
That's the last one, unless we have some last minute $2 Canadians.
No, oh no, I'm done. I'm done.
I got time to kill.
I am done. All right, guys. I appreciate you being here for this marathon show. Man, that was a lot of super chats. I knew at some point I would regret we will read every super chat. Maybe we need to put a cap on that.
Are there any last minute super chats?
No.
We could squeeze them in.
We're done. I'm going to ban full-blown AIDS from the chat entirely. All right, guys. There's always something to talk about. We will talk about it. Maybe it'll be the Lay Geno tribute show. It'll be great. We'll be here. You be here, too. Thank you, Hot Dog.
Hold on.
Oh, no,
there we go.
no.
I was waiting for something. We have full blown AIDS.
No, we don't. I wish you did.
$2 Canadian. I love full blown AIDS.
Oh, my God.
And that's probably it, unless someone
It's gotta
wants to
be
send.
It's got to be it.
another
How is
super
the
chat.
engagement as good as it is? I'm looking at the numbers that are on. How are people not leaving during these ridiculous super chat reads?
Technically, we could leave you up all night because you have to read all the super chat comments.
I know I do.
Yeah, that's the rule.
I know it's the rule.
Yeah.
I know. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here while I still can. Thank you all.
You sound defeated.
I'm so defeated. They beat me. The super chats beat me. You got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. We'll see you next time. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the alerts on. And subscribe to Lay Geno at youtube.com/LayGeno. Subscribe to that channel. And we'll see you again. We did it. Goodbye, everybody.